So how you know which one who was born? I don't know.
How we know was where and who was who?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and go to Genesis 49.
Bring it up.
Reason why we know is because the dream that Jacob had, which the name was turned to Israel, explains what the tribes are going to be in the last day. That's one thing that that's another thing that you're not taught. See, the beginning and the end all say the same thing. God declared the end of what was going to happen all the way in Genesis. You see this? We scattered everywhere. They always knew we was dispersed because we was in Persia, we was in Rome, we was in Greece, we was in Babylon, we was in Assyria, we was in Egypt. We were always scattered amongst all these places serving slavery. Why? Because we didn't want to keep God's commandments. So, I just gave you the answer right there. Why were we scattered, Brother Jason?
Because we didn't keep God's word.
We didn't keep God's commandments. Right. That's exactly right. You agree? What's your name, brother? I'm sorry. I didn't get your name.
James.
James and Jason. All right. So, James, do you agree with him? Is that the reason why we kept getting jacked up? Because we want to keep God's commandments? Get through around 20 and 15.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Okay, all praises. That's what we're here to teach. Okay, I'm gonna answer his question first. This is Deuteronomy 28. This is the same chapter where you read about going into slavery and slave ships. The same one about you getting raped, your women getting raped, about you building a house and you're not going to be able to live in it, about them killing your oxen, about them. Oh yeah, go to 48 first. The
book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
So it says you're going to have to serve your enemies in slavery for hunger. Did you have to serve your enemies for food? Jason, do you agree? Do you have to serve for food? Okay, what else?
And in thirst.
What's this, your girlfriend? Your baby mama? Okay, all praises.
And in nakedness.
All right, so you have to serve, okay, Jason. In slavery, do we have to serve? First off, who do we have to serve in slavery? Who? Okay. Now, we had to serve him for food, is that correct? Did we have to serve him for clothes, is that correct? Did we have to serve him for water? Okay, let's keep going.
And in want of all things.
So, if you wanted to have a house, you had to serve your slave master, and he put you in a shack. If you wanted a birth certificate, you had to have property of such and such. Same thing today. You still property of the United States of America. If you want a marriage, because like for instance, if you decide that you want to marry your baby mama so she can stop being called a baby mama and be called your wife, you got to go to the courthouse to get that done. If one of y'all die out here, you got to get a death certificate in order for the government to acknowledge that you're dead. Everything that you want, including religion, including schooling, including finance, you got to go to your enemy. And we have established that the enemy is who? So-called white man. But is it only the white man? Now, that's the question. Is it just the white man that had us in slavery? Because everybody knows that the white man had us in slavery, but is he the only one? Joel chapter 3. What y'all gonna learn is that all the nations had us in slavery, and they all have been doing this to us in one agreement, one accord. That's what the UN is about. Start off in verse 1.
Yes, sir. The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. Behold.
So sister that just got here with the flyer. How you doing, sis? My name is Officer Zach. How you doing, young sis? What we out here teaching our people is that they are the Israelites. Matter of fact, y'all come over here and look and see where tribe you're from. Yeah, everybody can. Jason, what's your baby mama names? Alizé. Come on, Alizé. Come on, James. Y'all come and look and see what tribe you're from. You Benjamin. You Jamaican?
Virgin Islands.
Okay, Virgin Islands. All praises. Your father's from the Virgin Islands or your mom? Both of them. So you Benjamin. Where your father from, sis? Alizé, where your father from? Huh? What'd she say? I can't hear. Texas. Okay, so he's from America, right? What about you, Jason? America, right. So that means y'all from the tribe of Judah. What about you, sis? America. So your father's from the tribe of Judah. These are the things that you're not being taught in history class or in the church, but it's in the Bible. Why is the church not teaching you this? That's what we out here teaching our people who they are according to the Bible, because for so long we haven't known. So go to Joel chapter 3. I'm gonna show you. Oh yeah, you had a question. What was the question?
So how you know which one who was born? I don't know.
How we know where's where and who's
Right,
who?
yeah.
Okay, go ahead and go to Genesis 49.
Bring it out.
Reason why we know is because the dream that Jacob had, which the name was turned to Israel, explains where the tribes are going to be in the last day. That's one thing that you're not. That's another thing that you're not taught. See, the beginning and the end all say the same thing. God declared the end of what was going to happen all the way in Genesis. So go to 49 verse 1 first.
Yes, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
See, now we're in the last day, so a lot of things, I'm gonna be real, a lot of these things did not happen back then, so they couldn't identify who is it talking about. So find Benjamin. Because I'm gonna do this for James. Yeah. And then I'm gonna find Judah, so I can show the American blacks why we know that they're Jews.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 27. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf in the morning, and he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
Right. So, do you know anything about the Maroons?
Yeah.
What are the Maroons?
They were warriors.
The warriors. Explain a little bit of the history to me.
Well, they were warriors up in the mountains.
Right. And where were they living at?
In the mountains.
And they were up in what area?
Up in the hill.
In the Virgin Islands. This is the point I'm making. That's why we know that y'all Benjamin. Keep going. Talk about the warriors.
But all I know is they were warriors.
Right. They were warriors. Who did they fight against? White man.
By 1665, organized military bands of Maroons were raiding plantations, seizing munitions and supplies, and freeing large numbers of slaves. The British declared their first official article of war against the Maroons, and the fighting continued for the next 74 years. One of the main reasons for the British developing the island was to raise sugarcane, to supply European markets with sugar and rum. A vast plantation system was established, and thousands of African slaves were imported to provide the necessary labor. Life on these plantations was brutal, and the life expectancy of a field slave was as short as 5 years. Plantation slaves seized every opportunity to take flight to the hills and join the ranks of the free Maroons. Finally, after almost a century of fighting, the Maroons prevailed. Unable to defeat these ingenious guerrilla warriors, the British had no choice but to offer a peace treaty to the Maroons. On March 1st, 1739, a treaty was signed by Captain Kojo of the Leeward Maroons and the British government. Shortly afterwards, a treaty was signed with Captain Quao of the Windward Maroons.
The word maroon means wolf.
Oh.
Read that again.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 27. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf.
That's why we know that Benjamin is in the Virgin Islands, because the Maroons that fought against the white man, he just said it. He's going to have his prey in the daytime. Read it again.
Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
Right. So this is why we know that the Virgin Islands are Benjamin, because the Maroons were in the Virgin Islands fighting against the so-called white man. That's the prey that it's talking about. See, when you read, he gave us clues, but he couldn't give us the words today because the words today are changed. He couldn't say you're going to be in the Virgin Islands fighting against the white man. He didn't know it was going to be called the Virgin Islands. But he said you were going to be a raven wolf fighting against the prey. And the only reason why we know it was the Maroons is because we found out the word Maroons mean wolf. So this is how we know that you're from the tribe of Benjamin. So unfortunately, Jason and his baby mama had to go because she talked to him in his ear and told him she wanted to go. You know, it's sad. But a lot of our people are going to get dragged away into death because y'all don't understand what's coming. World War III is coming, and it's in the Bible.
Right.
And it's going to happen. You ain't going to stop it. And it's going to be bombs all over America. That is not going to change. A lot of y'all heard the lake of fire growing up in Christian church, but you don't know the lake of fire is talking about America being melted by all the bombs that's going to hit it. And that's why we out here. We trying to show you who you are through the Bible and warn you that a World War III is coming. So if you got other things to do in your life, go ahead and do them. But guess what? You're going to die because you won't repent. So give me Judah. Hold up. I'm gonna show the sisters that we know how we know we Judah.
Okay.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Okay, give me Deuteronomy 33. Well, I'm gonna explain that part right there. So it says a lion's whelp, and it says that he how did he say it? He starts it's going into, hold up, go back to that. Okay.
Genesis 49 and 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion.
So it says he's going up. When it's talking about he is going up, it's talking about when we were fighting against oppression in the early 1900s after slavery.
Black Panther.
We were going up. We were fighting. We were uniting. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Black Panthers, everything. All the movements were with the black people. If you notice the history, all the fights against oppression were the American blacks. But then what happened? Read.
Thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
So he got complacent. He started getting comfortable with the conditions of America. So that's when he says he stooped down. And it says, who shall rouse him up? Meaning, who gonna wake back up the black man and tell him, you Judah? So go to Deuteronomy 33. Same thing.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 7. And this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, hear, Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people.
So Moses is praying that the Most High God hears the voice of Judah because we were the first ones to wake up. If you notice, you don't see people you don't see everybody in South America on the corners talking about we the Israelites. You don't see that everywhere. You saw it first in America, and now it's starting to spread because we were the first tribe to wake up. Let's prove that. Hold that. You can drop Genesis and give me Zechariah 12 and 8. To show you that Judah was going to be the first ones to wake up. That's always been like that. That's why Christ went to the Jews first. We always are going to be the first ones to wake up. There's order to how God does everything.
Right.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verse 7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first.
So this is the reason why the Jews, the American blacks, wake up first. The American blacks, the West Indies, and the Haitians are going to be the first ones to wake up because we were the Jews back then. And the first tribe, the head tribe of the Jews is Judah. But back then you were called the Jews because you lived in Jerusalem, and the only three tribes that lived in Jerusalem was Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. The Levites is the Haitians, the West Indians is Benjamin, and American blacks is Judah. So that's the reason why we the first ones to wake up knowing that we Israel. That's why when you was growing up, you heard so many reggae songs about Zion, the lion, but they didn't know that they was Benjamin. They just knew that they were Israel. We had to come and show them, look, you Benjamin. You knew you was an Israelite, but now you got to start keeping the commandments. We were the first ones that was going to wake up. That's why you see us doing it first. This is Bible prophecy coming and being fulfilled.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to Join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.